Hello everybody. Apparently my automation thing has a little snag there. I will fix that later. Welcome. Been a while. Well, actually, I'm not sure when I last streamed. Time's kind of a blur when you go on break, but hello. Happy holidays early, although it's getting around that time. I'm not sure if I'll be streaming tomorrow, so I wanted to make sure I got one in tonight. And as far as what I've been up to, some of it's been public, which I'll get to in a minute, but I've also been doing a whole bunch of stream setup and hacking around OBS, and I've got a few surprises in store. I teased a little bit earlier. As I begin to think about our all-day kind of streaming event that's happening, I believe the 26th, the day after Christmas, over here in the States. I'm planning on doing some more deep dives into my OBS setup, because a lot's changed since the last time I did that. And now that I see it's starting to get some traction in terms of my first tutorial being helpful to some people, I want to revise that with some of the things I've learned lately. So let's welcome our friendly chat here. Hello, Jeremy. I heard you had a little bit of the boosting and the vaccine. Hopefully you're recovering well. This will definitely be a chill stream tonight with a little development on the side. Trying out some stuff I've hooked up, like I said, in my OBS and other hacking, and see if that works as expected. So let me first get some cool music in store for us. I'm in the mood for a little, it's either techno or Final Fantasy. Let's do techno tonight, see if this thing works. Okay, I think that worked. Let me see what song we're playing. Yep, we're working. Okay, good deal. Well, Hat Knight, welcome. We're just getting started here, getting set up. Figuring out what I want to do tonight. I kind of know what I want to do, but I'm not sure which specific part of it yet. But first, a couple plugs as I start showing off some of the things I'll be working on. Get the VS Code in a little bit. Let me get to my Firefox window. So first, I was really excited to, over this break, I've recorded a lot of great content for the interview portion of the Shiny Developer Series, and our last release, which came out I believe on Monday, was an awesome conversation about using the Vue JavaScript framework to supercharge the UI of the movie viewer app, which was part of the Shiny contest submission. And this app was submitted by Herman Santrop, one of the very early adopters of Shiny, with great help from Kent Russell, also known as Timely Portfolio on the Twitters and GitHub, who's been, in my mind, one of the most influential leaders in the space of creating HTML widgets with R and all these different tie-ins with JavaScript and other web tech. Kent's been one of the people I look up to the most, and I've been wanting to have him on any of my, you might say, media ventures for a long time, and it finally fell in place with this app. So that was a thrill for me to have Kent join me for a conversation. And the really awesome part about this is that this is just part one. This conversation went a long time, so we split it up into two, and it looks like we're already getting great interest for part two already. So that'll be coming probably the first week of January. I'm definitely going to be taking a bit of a break after this. Obviously the holidays are here, and got family stuff to do, and got some other projects to do. But this should hopefully be entertaining to everybody while you wait for that. But I have a boatload of links you see here about Vue.js and the different frameworks that Herman and Kent highlighted just in the demo alone. And lots of cool things, lots of ideas that I had after seeing this in action, which we'll probably stream about later on next year. So great fun there. Okay, so before I get into the code, I will kind of give a little teaser here. it's been no secret of all the streamers in our group, which is expanding by the day, it seems like. We just got Colin Fay, who I just interviewed on episode 25. He's now joined our Discord for the streamers Discord. That means I gotta really up my game a little bit. So that'll be interesting. Let me answer some in the chat here. Hold on a second. I got cool little widgets for that. Let me get that going here. Okay, so Hat Knight, you're asking, is the VS Code with R tutorial on your site? Yes, it is. Let's go find that now, shall we? Go to youtube.com, Shiny Developer Series. This was one of the very first live streams I've done. Let me see if it's in here. Whoops, we don't want to play that now. I always get that wrong when I hit it. Let's see, beautiful playlist. Yep, this is my first one right here, which I will put a link to in the chat. But that is another thing that's coming later on, is more VS Code content with R. Yeah, Daniel, Dr. Daniel Chen, welcome, welcome. You got me, Tom, and Colin. Well, I'm not nearly as art famous as those two, but you know, we've got some names now. It's great. Yeah, that was it's exciting times for our group. So we're geeked out to have more. All right. So refresh my memory on what the heck. Oh yeah, what was I doing with that silly little teaser here? So as I was saying earlier, it's no secret that my coding skills compared to everyone else here has been a little chaotic, and I often encounter a lot of troubles. So instead of me moaning about it like I have lately, and feeling like I'm gonna take 2 hours to debug a simple Docker thing or one silly variable name in my Shiny apps, we're gonna have fun with it. So from now on, now that I've figured out some really cool tricks, we're gonna have fun whenever I flub, okay? So we'll just leave it at that. Okay, let's go to my issue tracker for Shiny Learning. We'll do a little dev work on this. Honestly, I'm not sure how much we'll do because I've got to think about, I got so many ideas for it. I want to do something that's easier to hit tonight. We're making progress, but I feel like it's not quite where I want to be yet from a UX experience. So we're
Mariah
gonna.
_streamer rated my stream with 8 viewers.
Hi Mariah, I still haven't fixed that alert yet. Welcome Raiders. We're just getting started here. You didn't miss anything. Yep, Raid is here. I'm looking at my issue tracker to figure out where I left off with Shiny Learning, the package I'm helping to let users who are wanting to teach Shiny a bit showcase the evolution of a Shiny app all in one place. In fact, in one app, but different components inside it via Colin Fay's brochure package. I'll still need to zoom. Thank you much. All right, let's get that going. I have not figured out how to script zooming on a browser. That's to do for the later. So let's see what we got here. Some of these are longer term. This may be what I want to hit, is the idea of snapshotting the app in its current state. Okay, so what did I say here? So the user has finished something in their app development and now they want to start a new version based on where they have left it at, so to speak. So we already have the add Shiny Learning function. It's kind of like bootstraps it all. But we don't want to recreate everything. We want to take what's there and just add on top of it. So that's a little different. And then this is the other secret sauce, not secret, but the magical sauce here, is finding a way to commit that automatically, assuming the project's in version control from R itself, so that that can be used if somebody wants to say, okay, look at the code at this point. We'll see about that. That gives me a little worrisome. I'm not sure. I never used GERT low level before, but so we'll see if I make that work. I don't want to make this harder for people. That's the key. So Daniel, yeah, you struggle with Git. Yeah, we all have, I think. Although, when did I start using it? Actually, we probably started using it around the same time, because I didn't start using Git. Certainly didn't use it in grad school. I used it within a few years of joining the current company I'm at. So it's been always learning something. Well, Petlim G&G and others I haven't said hi to. Unicorn Coder, hello, thanks for coming in. Okay, let's get VS Code up. Get going here. Okay, where did I leave off here? First, we gotta take care of some important business, so to speak. I've got some wind of how to do this automatically, but I haven't fully done that yet. You know what I'm about to do. We're going to power mode, everybody. Power mode. Okay. So, going back to that issue, let's go. What did we leave off with Shiny Learning? This one right here. By the way, everyone online here, if that font is too small, I can zoom in one more time, but I did my zooming stuff as the pre-work. I still need to script that out too, but haven't yet. Okay, so what Add Shiny Learning does, this is doing a fresh Shiny app. Grabbing from templates and then populating them with the whisker function. That was pretty slick when we figured that out. And it also does the RStudio project file stuff. Now that goes a little crazy when it detects you're already in an RStudio project, which I haven't quite figured out yet. But we'll get there when we get there. And open the project if we're using RStudio, which we're not right here. So let's start with what we want to call this function. Let's split this here. Whoops. Still don't know everything yet of how to make this work. We're gonna get R up here. Okay, what do we want to call this? I'm just gonna start typing stuff. Snapshot Shiny Learning. This is where we gotta kind of be careful here. So this is not creating something new. We have to detect that we're in this already. I guess we can do the path. Get WD. I'll just keep it at that for now. I'm still not quite sure how I want to do the UX for this. Yeah, well, that's actually a VS Code thing, Daniel. Yeah, that would happen to anything. Although maybe R does do that. Yeah, I'm not sure where that comes from. I'm still learning a lot of this. And hello, Daddy Onion. Welcome, welcome. We're having a little bit of dev work. I'm sure I'm gonna flub up stuff here and there, but gotta get the Shiny Learning thing off the ground somehow. Now, I don't want to have the user type the app name all the time. Like that should not need to be there, but I need to refresh my memory on what these directory structures look like. Oh, the resources page. Yeah, that was... I updated that a couple years ago after this actually came up in Mariah's stream. I had used to recommend a service called Data Camp for people to learn more about R and Python and data science. Now I don't, for very not so hard reasons to find. I won't belabor the point, but I added some new resources that I think are much better than those in that page. So I'm glad that was useful for you. Yeah, so plan, when I say snapshot, I'm not literally meaning like a screenshot. That's for another time. I'm meaning like the code base of it, so that they can say, okay, this first stage of the app, this is the way I want. Now I want to initialize a new stage of it, but use the first stage as like the starting point of it. So it honestly is going to amount to simply copying files, I think. But I've got to dynamically detect what those files are, and that's where I'm kind of not quite sure how to handle that. So this is going to be a lot of experimentation here. But first I want to figure out, I'm going to get rid of some cruft here first. I want to get rid of the nonsense stuff, so I'm going to get rid of, actually let me look at the timestamps of these so I don't blow anything away that I shouldn't. This is a prototyping directory. This is where I'm like writing the apps to, because I don't want to version control this part, but I want to figure out December 3rd. Okay, so I'm going to keep the EX4 and the navbar play stuff, and I'm going to get rid of everything else. So that starts with example 3. By the way, if the music's too loud, let me know. I tried to automate the volume thing and it went haywire on me. First world problems, I guess, when you try to script every single thing with OBS Studio. Demo app, we don't want that. One of my favorites. Good, thanks for that confirmation. I did some testing on that as part of my hacking around recent days. Okay, what do we have now? I just want to look at this again. So don't want to get rid of dev nodes. Yeah, all this stuff's got to go. Okay. Adder might be easier. This may be where point and click does better. All right. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Yep. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. That. Okay. Now, what did this look like to the user here? All right, have good luck, Jeremy. All right, so if we're here, like, we're going to assume that the user is developing already in the directory that they're doing the app in. So maybe I don't have to worry too much about what things look like. But here's the... So when I did the app template thing, I called it page 1 on purpose. Like, I did that as part of the template. Eventually, I want that to be configurable, or let the user but yeah, that gets a little tricky. Maybe I stick with the convention. Yeah, I'm making this too hard already. I stick with the convention that it's going to be page 1 is this app, the first stage, if you will. So I guess the first step is figuring out how many of these page 1 directories are there. If there's only one, it's page 1. That means it's the first stage and it's going to go to stage 2. But if it found 2 of them, etc., we take the most current one and stage that. Okay, I think I've got it, kind of. I don't know. So the first step Oh, sync thing. Yes, I have. I've used it quite a bit. I was one of the early adopters of it when it was a little suspect, but it's come a long way. I don't know how it handles those edits. I know I've seen situations where it will put in each person's folder or directory, if there are two people editing something at once or two processes editing something at once, it'll do like a first version and they'll have another version of the file with like a suffix of conflicted copy or something. And then it's kind of up to you to resolve that, I think. That's at least it was a few years ago when I used it. But it's a great tool, and it's a great way to get away from Dropbox or some of the other proprietary alternatives. So I definitely recommend it, but you might have to try out with some non-critical files just to see what happens, if it's any different than what I recall from my days of using it. Okay, so let's see, how do I want to say this? Let's get rid of this for now. Any sub apps. What did I just do? Okay. Ah! Oh, jeez. What? I have the GitHub Copilot stuff on. I don't think I want it right now. You're going bye-bye. All right. That was messing me up. I don't want that. All right. Sub apps. Doesn't? Okay. I'm using the FS package. I love it. It's a very nice package to deal with file-based operations. I think it's cool. I'll just do path. Yeah. What am I doing? Path. Path like this. Now, this is where I always get confused between the glob and regexp. There's keep on here. Well, let me do one more. Okay, I gotta look up the help page, I guess, more. Oh, now it lets me do it. Okay. So, glob, a wildcard, globbing pattern. Pass on the grep. Regexp is a regular expression past the grep. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try glob first. And do page star. Now, what does all do? Whoops. Is all the way to say if it's just files? Oh, that's for hidden files. Went too fast. Type. Okay, this is what I want. I want directory. Okay. Oh yeah, I should save this. That was a good catch. Snapshot, shinylearning. I like the capital R extension. I'm old school. Oh, whoops. Forgot the quote there. All right. There we go. I'm going to keep it simple. We're going to return apps. Okay. Save that. Okay, so let's things going. Okay. Now, as much as it scares me to do this, I am going to change the working directory to one of those prototyping apps, which was in... Didn't want that. Gotta do the full prototyping, and we're gonna do EX4. Alright, let's see what this does. That's always a bad sign when I always get this messed up, so I want to maybe change this up. First, we're gonna get rid of this, we don't need it right now. We're going to change this to the regxp. And this time I'm going to do the beginning page start. Let's see if that does any better. Nope. Alright, we're gonna go in the browser here. Imagine. I have lots of problems of anything with regex, that's for sure. I think, who was it? Yuka was going through a bunch of regex craziness in her project recently. I just do not like it. Alright, let's just start getting low level with it. It's my path. Yep, we're in the right spot. Alright, let's just do their ls. Yeah, let's just see what this does first. Okay, well, it's definitely getting stuff. So there's page 1. That's what we want. We're just going to keep doing this bit by bit. Directory. And now we got 2 of them, but I don't want the www folder to count. That's why I want to do the regex. But, well, it should have worked. No. Well, the directory does, right? The directories should be like page 1, page 2. That's what I'm going for here, is if I detect, like it should, like, at least for now, I'm going to be strict on what these directories are called. So it should be. I'm like the only one that has problems with this stuff. Okay. Well, it did. It'll have it if we do this. Like, it's here. Like, that's the one I want. I want only this result. So, we're getting it. Well, this is... Yeah, it didn't have anything when I did the glob, which I'm trying to figure out. But it should have it. So, we're just going to keep playing with this a bit. Oh, you're right. You're right. Well, I think that's a printout, though. I think. Oh, let's experiment with this. Let's experiment with this. Let's see. Let's see if this bombs out too. Okay, so you're right. Is that? That doesn't make sense. It should be just the things it lists that it does the glob on, not the full path. That's crazy. That's nuts. Okay. The whole point of a listing, like in Linux, is that it's only going to do the things that match whatever grepping you do. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Let's try that. All right. So would that be a glob or a regexp? Well, we'll try glob first. This does not make any real sense to me, but you know. Oh, let's try the regexp. Yeah. Well, there you go. Daniel to the rescue. Yep, that is a regex. Okay. Okay, well, just for my sanity, I want to try that. Alright. Glob will just be... So I've had a fundamental misunderstanding on the way this works this entire time I've used FS. Yep. So the glob applies to the full path of whatever you return. Yes, we all have our tan moments now and again, although mine are much, much less on the totem pole as all of you. But okay, that was it. Thank you, Daniel. Even while you're finishing up your dissertation bits, you still have time to be the rescuer on this. Okay, so let's copy that in. Asterisk slash page dot asterisk. Someday I'll be able to translate that, but I won't be translating it tonight. Eventually Tant will get his own t-shirt. It will happen. It's just a matter of time. Okay. Oh, let's run that again. Oh. Okay, I forgot to clear that out, but yes, we do have it. All right, now what I want is to count this. I don't think FS has like a counting function, so we're just gonna I'll just do a length of it. All right. Yeah, they don't count anything. You just gotta length it. Okay. So this is like not n apps. This I'll just call this apps. Oh. Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not as once I got it working. That yeah, I don't. I just need to get it working. Okay, so now we just want to, if we detect there's one app, we do another directory called page 2. So we can just loop through this. At some point I'll customize like which snapshot they do, but that's yeah, we'll take it one thing at a time. All right. Right there for the next app snapshot. And then going back to how I handled it here, fs dir create. This will be a path, and then we'll glue the name of it because it's going to be page, and then this is, I think this works. Plus, I think you can do the expressions in the wildcards. By the way, my music automation stuff did not go as expected. It's supposed to be techno, not. There we go. Okay. Okay. I think then. Just keep this as is. We're just taking baby steps here because I know I'll mess things up royally if I don't. So first, we're gonna copy that ex4. I'm gonna call this chop play x4. And we're gonna change the working directory to that. Learning, prototyping. What's that? Play ex4. Okay. Got it. You're learning the command line, huh, Platinum? Ah, it's the best. I know, but what are you supposed to do when you prototype this stuff, you know? Now, of course, I won't use it in the package. Come on now, don't sick Jenny on me. I know you work there now, so I gotta be nice. Data science at the command line. I feel like I have. Certainly that sounds awesome. I feel like I have, but that's great. There's also a book coming out from one of the RStudio solution engineers, DevOps for data science. I think it's Alex Gold. Yeah, where is it? What the heck? I'm not. There it is. All right. Whoops. I know. I got it. Okay, dark mode. All right. This looks pretty cool. Like, this is the kind of stuff that is up my alley. Is leveraging the cool tech that we do in more of the low-level stuff with Linux and deployments and infrastructure with data science. So this is a nice companion to that. So this is not finished yet by any means, but I think it's worth perusing if you're ever interested in this stuff. So I'll put that in the chat too. All right, back to code. All right, so let's load my function. Now what this should do, let's expand this. Oh, we just heard that track. There we go. Okay. What this should do is should give us a page 2 directory. So let's see. And it did. Okay. I know, very basic stuff, but we gotta make sure we don't screw anything up. So we'll get rid of it now. Page 2. That should have gotten rid of it. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm in the wrong place. No wonder. Right. Yeah, I got rid of it. Okay. This just needs to be refreshed, I think. Ah! Why is it not getting rid of it? Did I get rid of it in the wrong place? Oh, I'm in the wrong part. No wonder. Yep. No, page 2. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now, the step is, okay, we Well, I got thoughts about that. I'll say, just give me a minute. I got thoughts. So if what we want to do now is detect what files are in their current page 1, or whatever the last directory is, and then move or copy them over to the new directory. So copy files from current snapshot to new. So the first step is we need to list how many are in the current snapshot. Just list everything. So that will be fs ls, and then this is f. And this is another glue, but this will be just napps, not the +1. And then we're gonna map over this. Okay, I can't resist now. I can't resist, Daniel. You've got So Daniel's saying, you know, it would be an absolutely awesome Shiny project that I wish I knew how to do, shipping Shiny apps via Electron so you can self-contain our apps. You are by far not the first person to ask. I actually know of a couple of people who have been trying to attack this. Oh, I'm sorry to... Uh-oh. Did somebody get timed out? I'm not seeing it. Oh. Oh, sorry, Platinum. Oh. Okay. Well, that's Stream Elements' problem. I had nothing to do with that, but let me see if I can fix that on my own. What's the... I don't know Twitch enough. Is there an easy way to untime out somebody? Anybody know that? This is what... Oh, I can see if I click their name. Maybe that's it. Platinum, where are you? Yeah, I should know this stuff, but... Okay, hold on. No, that's in a different window. No, that was... I hit the wrong thing. I don't think many of us do, Mariah. I can go in my control panel, see if I can figure this out off screen. Oh, I'm so bad at this. Okay, we're gonna get this solved one way or another. Platinum, just bear with me. Oh, it's unbanned. Oh my gosh, is it really that harsh? Wow. Oh man, that was rough. Okay. Thank you, Daniel. I was about to Google it, and you got me to it. Okay, good. So, Platinum, if you're trying to send a link, I need to make you a VIP. I think that's what happened. I could be wrong. So I will do that right now. I'm learning. An old geezer like me can learn. Alright. This is moving my face around a little bit because I still like that button. Haha. And they went platinum, right. Where was I? Okay, copy the files. Oh, no, the Electron thing. Okay, yeah, sheesh. Totally be chaotic. This is a very difficult problem to crack, and you know what? This is a bonus feature, even though nobody requested it, because it's time for one of my favorite segments. on my adventures here. So let's crack it open.
Who's ready for story time with
our podcast,
baby?
So, Shiny and Electron first. You're not the first person to ask. And second, I tried this a couple years ago. And whole Nelly was this horrific. So, what I tried to do, and again, I'm saying this as I totally respect who I'm about to talk about here. Now, I can't remember what he called it, but Chase Clark, who I've met at various art pharma conferences, has written a package called Electric Shine that maybe now can pull this off. But when I tried this in the work environment to actually make it so that an app that we were sharing with the FDA, which those of you who are not into pharma, that's the regulator that we have to obviously get everything approved with to get anything approved on the market or, get in the hands of patients. Well, they have another program that's kind of more tailored towards the innovation of design stuff. And our group at work, I helped spearhead a way to get away from the team that we were talking with, to have to sift through a whole bunch of voluminous outputs of like different success rates and design operating characteristic metrics by a whole bunch of like 1,000 pages of RTF files or output files. So of course Shiny would be great for this, where not only did we make an interactive way to explore the results, we actually built in a way for them to simulate the results with the assumptions that we were using in our design. And it worked. Like, in terms of the app itself, it worked. I mean, this was learnings from my massive app that I made that probably has 30,000 lines of code and over 4 years of development on it. I used a lot of those similar principles and tailored it to the needs of this project. And it was a very nice self-contained dashboard. First page, define the settings. Second page, hit the magical run button. Wait a minute or two, and then they get all the nice interactive graphs and data tables to sift through the simulation results. And now comes the time to share it. So, sharing anything with FDA via code is very, what's the right way to say it? Slightly behind the times, if you will, compared to other web tech. But in this innovative design program that we were in, we were given a little bit of leeway to share it via GitHub. So we could share the code via GitHub. We gave them access to the repo, and I wrote probably my most detailed installation overview ever for anything I've created because of how much I wanted this to succeed. Yeah, the FDA project, that was in the last podcast. This is well before that. So this is trying something that others have tried as well. And we got pretty far, but what I found out is that most of the people that be reviewing this app on their side, now again, I'm not going to name names because I'm not supposed to speak for them, but this is all general knowledge, is they're running on Windows machines, on their laptops or computers, and a lot of them were not well versed into cloning something from Git, installing R, and then installing an app as a package on top of it. Now, they did have an internal Shiny server, but there was only one person that was in charge of it, and he did everything he could to deploy it, and he did eventually. But they had asked me, do you think there's a way we can make the app as like an installer? And of course, where did I turn? I turned to something like this. It wasn't called Electric Shine back then. It was still early days from Chase Clark. But the amount of nonsense I had to deal with. First, I don't use Windows anymore at work. I use Mac. So I had to boot up a Windows virtual server That's another long story. Second, had to figure out how to get the electron bits into my local environment. And because you know what delayed it? Wait for it. Proxies, and more proxies delayed everything to download. So I had to do these proxy tricks to authenticate. And even then, there was some bits missing. And so in the steps to compile it all via that, it's kind of like this hybrid of Chocolatey and PowerShell, it just blew up. And then I kind of got it. But then the app wouldn't launch. So then I had to do more debugging. Eventually got kind of something to work. And it worked locally on our environment. But, of course, when they try it on their system, their proxies are worse than ours, and it wouldn't even let the app run at all. I spent about 3 months on that part, and I'll never get that time back. So I am jaded with Electron stuff. I feel like the future of distributed apps is via Docker, or containers in general. And if you just have somebody, doesn't even have to be a huge IT expert, just spin up some kind of Linux server on AWS, on DigitalOcean, on Linode, on whatever, just somewhere. The one-click app deployment, I did it for the R Pharma quiz thing. Like, this is attainable now. So the fact that Electron's still a thing, it's both a blessing and a curse. Electron's great because it gave us a bunch of apps on Linux that we'll probably never see native ports for. Obviously things like Slack and Teams and Discord and all these. I don't know if it would have worked or not. I almost tried it on a local machine here, but that machine's not mine. I mean my home here, and the partner does not like it when I mess with her laptop, so I try not to. I was tempted though. But I do have a very easy way to launch Windows VMs on this particular machine I'm on now via an awesome project, which I'm going to plug my Linux streaming and OBS ninjas. Quick EMU from the extremely smart Martin Wimpress. This is what I'm using to create VMs on my streaming box in basically 2 commands with a GUI that it has now too. In fact, I'm feeling frisky. Let me show that now. I'll have to drag it on the screen when it launches, if it will launch. And of course I'm not seeing it now, so maybe that broke in an update. Anyway, but I use the command line for it. So I have Windows VMs right now that I'm going to use for the VS Code stuff, for showing how to install Python in that Radeon terminal. So I may use one of those VMs to try this stuff one more time and see if it actually can work now. So yes, the long short of it is this package is probably the closest we're ever going to get to doing this with R in a fairly easy way. But don't hold your breath, because depending on the environments you're in, this may or may not work well. I just hope there's a better way to distribute apps. That's all. So there's your story time for that one. Okay, where was I? Back to code. Okay, got the files listed. Now I want to copy them into the new dir. But I better return the dir that was created. I call it a new snapshot dir. Well, Python's farther along in that stuff, to be honest, and I don't think R ever will have that native way of doing it. But, you know, stranger things have happened. I mean, honestly, Docker is the closest we'll get to it. But I know how much of a pain it is to get Docker running on Windows and Mac, because I've been there. Yeah, one can dream. there's a framework I'm thinking about called Flutter that might be promising for distributing our stuff as a self-contained kind of executable on all the major operating systems. But that's if I ever actually get another life next year, not currently. Oh, you did learn Flutter. Oh, that's cool. A lot of my Linux streaming friends have been learning that, so that's cool. Yes, Daniel, we did have a little bit today, actually. Pretty simple, but we had some nice stuff today. Yeah, Unicorn Core, I'd love to hear about that sometime, what your experiences were with Flutter. One of my better Linux friends, Yannick, is doing Flutter stuff for the work he's doing, so always eager to learn. Okay. Now we have the current files, and I want to walk among those. I don't think in FS that function is vectorized, but let's find out. Okay, the function is copy. Oh, character vector one more pass. I don't need to do map for it. Okay, great. Alright, so FS. There might be an easier way though. Instead of doing file copy, I could do dir copy and just rename it. That seems to be, why am I even listing the files? Why don't I just do that? I'll comment this out for now. Let's see if that works. Dir copy. We will need this. Break this up into new lines. It's going to get pretty crazy here. So do I even need to create the... I don't even think I need to create it. I'm just going to copy them. We'll find out. This could break. This will be where we... Yeah, FS is awesome, Isomor, and welcome, by the way. Yeah, I love it. Now, it may get a little finicky here. We'll see. We'll see. I'm just going to live dangerously here. Because it claims dir copy will copy the directory recursively at the new location, but I don't think new path has to exist. Yeah, I think this will work. Let's find out. Now I have an error here somewhere, with comma, of course. Still have an error. What did I mess up? Oh, missing a parenthesis. And this is missing one as well. There we go. Oh, Big Pod, we were just talking about my Linux streaming friends. You are here. Yes, we have new code names coming up for our groups. I'm part of the Sword group now. Love it. By the way, Big Pod, I have done a whole bunch of OBS, CLI, and WebSocket stuff. Like I need to show you and Martin and Yannick about this. This is like really geeky, but amazingly fun to get all this configured. So, and I have a trick that we may see later on. In fact, I can't resist. We're gonna intentionally show it. First, let's let's imagine I'm just typing away here. Snapshot. Let's imagine I misspelled something.
That is ridiculous.
I'll leave it at that for now. Okay, so now let's see what happens when we okay, we got page 1 in there now. Let's see what happens when we do this. Oh my gosh, it worked. But did it get everything though? It did. Page 1, page 2. Woohoo! Oh yeah. I'm looking forward to that, Big Pot. I know you've been busy. By the way, congratulations. Sounds like you got yourself a new job, I think. So I've been out of the loop of it, but congrats on that. Okay. At least I think I'm remembering right. I hope I got that.
Thank you for the follow, Kyle Butts.
Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Welcome to the stream. We're making progress here. We are making progress. Now, the next step, if you recall here, this shell is not supposed to be touched by the user very much, per se. But you can see... Oh wow, this one had a whole bunch of debugging nonsense here, didn't it? Let me get rid of that. What we want is a page 2 function. You know what? It's not good enough just to copy it, right? Because if we look at this, it's still page 1. So I got too greedy there. We do have to, actually, this could be made more general. Okay, I think I know what I have to do. Let me add this as an issue. Now I'm starting to get some more patterns here. Page, template, dynamic. Page, template, it's on coding. First app, but we can make it to any stage. And it's just a snapshot. Then back end user. Okay, we might have to solve that now before we go further, because then I can, just like that whisker thing, dynamically populate this. So, and this could be, instead of page 1, this could be just page, and then this could be just page.r. It doesn't really matter what this file name is, because we're going to change it later. Okay. Now, instead of blowing that away, we're just going to create a new one there. Where are we? Oh, we went too far. Yes, Platinum. Yes, we are using brochure. This is actually not to be the one to do shameless plugs, but in the last, I would say, portion of our episode with Colin, starting at about 37-minute mark, I tell him about this very project, which is a lot of fun. I got my free consulting because I'm the host, and darn it, I can. So that was fun. He seemed to like the idea, so who knows? So yeah, that was fun conversation there. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people are waiting for part 2. This is what we call in the business the teasers, you know, and can't give you everything right away. And I'll let those of you in the audience here take a guess which app I currently have out in the open that I want to move to viewer. It's not that hard to figure out, I would imagine. Which will definitely be more stream content. Well, yeah, the slide that, you know, yeah, I know. The next episode will have links to more repos, I'll just say that. Now, where am I here? Let's go back to the inst page. This needs to be similar. Okay, which one of these did I thought I did whisker on? What did I do whisker on? Oh, app title. Okay, where is that? I put it into page 1. Ah, there it is. Okay. Okay, so this, I'm gonna use something like this here. Now this is gonna get mad at me about this, but I'll call this app snapshot. Okay. So we got that, the plot title. Okay. Now it's gonna get mad at me about errors because of course it doesn't make this a valid R code. This does not need to change because when it boots at first, it will be the page. I'm seeing some inconsistency, so we call this page 1 underscore UI. This should be just page 1. Okay. But this yeah, I gotta deal with that issue later. We're just making this consistent here. Okay, page 1, page 1. I feel like this is gonna cause some problems here, but we're gonna go with it. First. I need a utility function to do just the page file by itself, I think. Or maybe not. We better just do a browser on this. Where is it? Sometimes I wonder, I cannot see my cursor. Where is it? Anyway. I'll put it way over there. I want to make this more functional and dynamic, so that's why I'm going through this. Alright, we're here. Okay, keep an eye on this. Good, we got the right path. This should create it. Yep, snapshot play. Or page play, yep. Got nothing in it. This should copy the templates. Yep. Wait a minute. No, this messed up. Oh, it didn't. Okay, it did the www easily there. Okay. Okay, now this is now called page. And dir copy. This time I want to call this page 1. Let's see if this works. Yes, it did. Okay, yep. Good, we're good. Okay. And that's fine. We're gonna copy that over. Yep, got that going. And that should look good. Yep, page 1. Page 1. Yep. And now keep that like that for now. Temp contents should be... Oh, I can't see the bugger. I was confused about that. It's gonna be a bunch of output here. Yep, Alright, let's just make sure that, yeah, page app snapshot. Okay, good, good, good. Alright. Build temp. Okay, data. Oh, perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. This is app title, and then we do app snapshot. This case is just one. Let's see. Let's inspect this. Yep, app. Page 1 UI, yep. Good, good, good. And then we add that to page. Yeah, that stays the same. And then all we do is we remove the placeholder template. This. Let's just make sure this works. Page 1, yep, page 1 UI, yep. And then this becomes gone. All right, we got it. We got it. So now the template's dynamic, which means that why did I go down this route again? Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. That doesn't really help here, does it? Because the last snapshot needs to be aware of the state of the code of the previous one, and that's going to be obviously completed by the user already in whatever way they want, and that's going to be called page whatever. Yeesh. This is not as easy as I thought. Because I want to make it so that I can magically grab whatever these functions are, and all I do is I rename the VI from page 1 to page 2, or whatever these UI functions are. Now, if the user changes these at all, I'm kind of, sunk, because I need to be able to grep these appropriately. Oh boy. Oh boy. How am I going to deal with this? Is this even possible? Now I wonder if it's even possible. I don't want the user to have to copy paste manually. That's the last thing I want. I want them to start with the way the app was at first. Now I suppose I could tell the user never ever change these function labels. If you do, you're in trouble, kind of thing. Guess that may be what I have to do. But that seems awfully icky. Isn't there a tidyverse or rlib package dedicated to like reading in code? I feel like I did this once before. I read in the code from a file and I put it somewhere else, but I read it as like the lines of a function. What am I thinking of? Go to searching for this. Well, read lines will just read them as text files. I thought there was a function in the tidy, like in ours from our studio, or a package from our studio that would read the code of a script. Oh, that's driving me nuts. What is it? No, it's just... kind of like for static code analysis. Like, what am I thinking of here? Does a linter package do this? Ah, no, not there. Oh, linter's not from our studio. I feel like I've seen this. I will just... Is this it? Code tools? That does not seem like it. Oh, something more up to date than that. Oh, I know I had a project where I was doing this once. Go to my bookmarks and see. All right. Yeah, I know. So Isomore, what I'm trying to do is I want to import the code as like not just the text of it, but knowing the syntax. Wait a minute. Is that the lobster? This... is it lobster? I feel like it was close to that. Yeah, exactly, yeah. I feel like it breaks down the execution of the code for you. Okay. What I was hoping to do was, is to get the code, change the name of the function to something else, and then write it back out as a file. That's what I'm trying to do. Let's see if they have anything here. It's inspecting an object. Oh, rlang. Maybe it was just low-level rlang. Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, Platinum, but I'm just a little weary of doing it via text stuff. I kind of want to make it so that no matter what that function is called, no matter if they really do something crazy with that name, that I can grab it. I mean, I'll resort to that, I think, if I have to, but I'm kind of hoping I can import that as something that R will understand. No, I still have to read it by line. Yeah, maybe this is too much effort. I guess it's not pretty, but maybe I just start by copying that bare bones template, and then they have to manually copy over their code. Oh, I hate that though. Oh, parse exprs. Okay, let's look at that. Yes, this is it. This is it. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you. This is exactly what I was thinking about just now. I knew I'd seen it somewhere. Now, whether this actually works the way I expect or not is another story, but this is right on target with what I was thinking of. Yeah. Oh, if you did this during your internship, well, say there you go. You know, all comes full circle. Okay, I'm gonna hack around this for about 15 more minutes, and then I'll call it a night. But I'm encouraged by that. But I need to file this as an issue before I go too much further. Ah, my cursor's everywhere. Well, easy. We have a couple options. Deal with the dynamic nature of the previous snapshot. Okay. Parse the current snapshot file. Example. Using I love writing Markdown. Markdown addict. That was here. Finding the function calls for UI server. Module. If then figure out how to change call itself via perhaps with call modify. Yeah, I think that's the one I want. Let me look at call modify real quick. That's maybe, I don't know. It doesn't change the name of the call. Like, this is changing arguments. I don't want to change the arguments, I want to change the call itself. Unless I'm missing some here. Oh, Jeremy. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, well, we'll get that. Yep. You are back, Jeremy. Thank you. Sorry for that. You're a VIP. Okay. Now, does this let you change the function call itself? But I'll definitely bookmark it just in case. Or, yeah, I'm literally just typing your comments in it. Call the function calls back manually with okay, call to. Oh boy, I'm gonna get in the bowels of rlang probably next time we talk. Oh, that's crazy. Alright, call to. I don't know if anybody's ever done anything like this before, but oh boy. Yes, this is the music where it's a little bit of mini story time. Oh, it's not going to show up well on this view. Final Fantasy IV, the giant. Enough said. One of the most pivotal scenes or parts of the game. For me, when I play RPGs, the music is just as important to me as the story. I think it ties everything together. So like, even though I'm getting the goosebumps listening to this because I have so many moments, memories of this scene and the scene after at the end. I don't want to spoil for anybody who hasn't played Final Fantasy IV. It's the second best Final Fantasy after 6. Hot take there. Or import file as strings and try to detect the function and string substitute. Okay. Ooh, I better write those down. Yep, let's edit that. I'm literally... Okay. Explore. Extracting arguments with arms or R. Okay. I'm literally just making sure I don't lose that. Cool. Yeah, rlang last trace. That's where everybody uses it one way or another. Oh boy, that's gonna be a doozy. There's no way I can do that tonight, but that is the next step to make this feature happen. We at least figured out the file stuff. Like that's, we got that. But make sure my new structure works. I think it will. I was going to clear this out just in case. Where am I? Okay. Oh, we got a repo issue, huh? Unicorn coder? What do we have here? Oh, well, that. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that won't be quite as entertaining as the other ones, but, you know. Well, we'll remember that. Anytime I have to deal with Windows at work, there's never a dull moment. Okay. I think that articulates the issue enough. Now let's make sure my other function works. Come on, where's my... There it is. Okay. Let's just make sure this doesn't have any regressions when we use it from start to finish. Oh, I forgot to take the browser up. Jack. I should do the debug and undebug. I always forget. Yeah, it's always gonna do that warning thing. Gotta figure out how to deal with that. Yep. Now, it did that our proj file named shinylearning. We don't really want to call it that, do we? Oh, right. We did it from use this. This does not let me. Path. Create project. Okay, it doesn't really let you customize that. I may have to think of a new way to create those project files. Want to name it Happy Shiny Time. Yeah, well, I'm Shiny is happy. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I don't think he came on stream, but Cedar Prince wanted me to test an overlay, and I'm going to do it right now. First, let me switch the view. Watch this. That look good? Well, I'll have to snapshot that for him, but let me do it one more time. That's for the event in a few days for the all-day stream. Yeah, that was what he wanted me to test, was a banner on top. I'll do it one more time. Doesn't do anything right now, but I think he just wanted me to test that it shows up, and it certainly does. So, good. Back here. Yep. And of course, I'm such a geek with it, I did a nested scene in another scene and then linked it to my stream deck because I can. Yeah. Even for testing, I go all out with it. Okay. So anyway, the project stuff I'm going to revisit later, but this get it back. So we didn't regress anything. We just made that template file more dynamic. So if we did nothing else tonight, we always did that. There's no way I can do the rlang stuff tonight. I don't have the brain cells for it, so. Alright, for a few more minutes, let me think what else to do here. Well, let's commit everything. Always commit. Always commit. Add that. Make at page template dynamic snap number. And then this is, let's see, where do I leave this at? Yeah, let's add our to-dos in here. Oh, yeah, this is a cool trick. You notice how that to-do got highlighted real quickly? That's another VS Code extension, folks. There's an extension for everything. And that one was called... Where the heck is it? What? Oh, it's over here. No wonder. Let me collapse that. That was called to-do highlight. So anytime you put like a to-do or fix that comment, it'll highlight it right off the bat, which is a great eye story there. Oh, well, the VS Code, yeah, I will, there will be dedicated tutorials for that. The groundwork's basically laid. Like I said, I got the VMs ready to go for installing the Python stuff. And in fact, why don't I show you all what I have so you know where to comment. So that is in my rdev projects repo. And it is great tutorials on setting up VS Code. This is where if you have any feedback on what I should do for the tutorials other than what I've already outlined, kind of the installation step and the different configurations, please put that in. Unicorn Coder's already put in some feedback here where this where the dark mode stuff and thematic and BSlib absolutely got me bonkers with that app enhancement I worked on last time. The person that I did that for actually watched that whole stream, the recording of it, and I can't believe they did, because I spent an hour on that part alone, so it totally went nuts on me. Yeah, we're gonna look at the R Markdown stuff, and then anything that Kuhn went over in his presentation that was a little quick. I think some of the stuff he said in the setup was too quick, but there's some other things too that I'll shore up. But I do have plans to talk about all these different extensions. In fact, it may not be, yeah, I do have to do highlight here. So these are all the ones that I'm using day to day. But I'm going to definitely, Jeremy or anyone else, if you have more things you want me to talk about, put in this issue as a comment, and I will make sure to load that in. Okay, so anyway, the to-do. Import the code for the previous snapshot via rlang. Find the function names, UI and server. Module. Change those to, I'll just call this. And then recreate the function calls with new function names and at the previous arguments audio function. Right back out to a file. Nice. Okay. That keeps us on task, and then we're going to commit that. And begin draft a snapshot function. Okay, let's push that up. Bingo, let's verify it. Yep, we got it in. So it's a good place to leave that bit of it. Okay, what do I want to do now? Well, I'll kind of leave it open to all of you if you want another chat about some OBS stuff or VS Code stuff or Shiny stuff. While I reorganize myself here, open to that. Want another story time? You know where the redemption is. I want you to hit the button this time, or hit the redemption and make sure that bit works. It should. Got my automation stuff set up.
Who's ready for story
You
time?
found it.
Our podcast.
Baby!
Okay, what do I want to talk about? I had a few things in the back of my mind. I'm not doing Windows VMs. That's for another time. Well, okay. Story time will be my tendency to over-engineer every single darn thing I do, even for streaming stuff. So, like, it's kind of spoiling this a little bit for the OBS tutorial, but I'll give you kind of the roadmap of this. Is if I just do this,
You call this a supercomputer?
the amount of engineering just to pull that off is absolutely enormous. Because you think about what just happened there. Okay, so somehow OBS knows that when I screw something up in my R code here, getting this one more time, 'cause I'm having fun.
Nelly!
It knows to show that, and it changes it randomly, brings it back out. But how in the world will it know to do this from my R prompt? So I wanted to do something that was different because, first of all, everybody else has these really cool stream setups, and I'm the most utilitarian of the bunch, you might say, other than the back end stuff. So I need something to give myself some personality. So as I've been getting into this kind of OBS trickery of, it's not just simple interaction, simple scene changes, but controlling those changes from other processes and making sure that wherever I'm doing the trigger from can talk to my OBS instance. So the first step in this is that I had to figure out how to, in my session of R, play a random sound via Linux command line. And that's actually, I did get inspiration from a package that does get a lot of praise in the community, Beeper. If you haven't heard, I better put that. If you haven't heard of Beeper before, it's a cool little package to just bring a little sound to your R session. It can be like the built-in ones, like little dings. It's an old package, so I will get to that in a little bit. So I actually do not use it verbatim, but I did look at the source code about it, and I figured out what does it use on the Linux side to play the sound. So I wonder if we can get to the GitHub repo for this, and I'll show you all. Yep, here we are. And where is it? I found out basically that it's this PA Play utility, which is from the Pulse Audio subsystem for Linux audio. And so I had to figure out how to install that on the container that I'm running from. So remember, all my stuff here is Docker containers, folks. It's all Docker. So I had to figure out how to get Docker to play a sound on my main machine And that's where you have to do a whole bunch of tricks to get it to mount to the Pulse audio system on your host. The blog posts walked me through it, but boy, that was a gnarly one to debug. But that's just the sound, right? And then maybe I could have stopped there and called it a night, but of course I'm a glutton for punishment. I want more. So I figured, okay, now, how do I get R to tell OBS to show something? I kid you not, I have made myself a Plumber API to then tap into a Python API that's in front of the WebSocket feature of OBS. So we have two layers here. There's the Plumber API that goes from, in fact, I'll show you just what am I talking about here. Go to my our profile file. So this is much like a Unicorn Coder had mentioned, having a custom function in their R profile file to play the sound with Beeper. I do the same kind of thing, but I don't use Beeper, I make it myself. So I have a directory mounted called soundboard files. And I'm not going to spoil what they are, because that takes all the fun out of it. But I read those in via list.files, and I play it with PA Play. And I send it to what's called a custom a sync, which is basically in my fancy streaming setup here. By the way, this is about as geeky as you'll ever see me get on one of these streams, so have fun. That's this little thing right here, and you can choose where sounds are routed. So right now I have music routed not to my headphones, they're routed to a custom Pulse audio sync, which is in OBS. And I have the same thing for what I call the soundboard. So I have a soundboard sync. That's called soundboard, appropriate enough. So it plays it on that. So my OBS hears it, but my actual system does not. And then I have a flag saying if I want OBS to animate, here's where my API is hosted. This is all my local machine, so good luck hacking that. With a port. And I have it as an image and give it the file name of the audio file I play. That goes into that my OBS setup and says, okay, show the visual associated with that sound, show it for 2 seconds, wipe it out. Yes, I have spent probably a week on this feature alone because I'm a total geek with OBS setup now. This tells me that I've pretty much gone off the deep end, and there's probably no turning back now. But you know what? It was all worth it. It was all worth it. All worth it. And I am not alone on this. So in terms of doing stuff like this, because the people I network with on the Linux streaming community are doing things that make my head spin. So I'm trying to keep up with them a little bit, bringing ideas that they give me into this. And I feel like I've gone completely and way beyond what I ever thought. And so bringing it back to the story time here, the first time I heard about OBS was in terms of like how it might be used with our stuff, was at RStudioConf 2018 or 2017. It was one of the earlier ones. Was fortunate enough to hang out with the RStudio team as kind of like the late dinner after the last day. And this is when I first discovered Jim Hester's tutorials on YouTube, where he does some cool stuff. They were pre-recorded, of course, but I loved the visual of it. And so I asked him point blank, I was sitting next to him, I was like, hey Jim, those are awesome videos I watched. What did you do to make those? And he said, matter-of-factly in Jim's style, oh, I just use OBS. And I'd known OBS before. It was like this very complicated setup. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's OBS? How did you do that? And he's like, oh, believe me, it takes a little getting used to, but you can do it. I know you could. And I left it alone for a long time. And so not until when I've talked about in other streams, when people like Tan and Afton started doing more Twitch streaming and I started watching them and I wanted to get in on this, that's when I took the plunge in OBS. So between then and now I've gone somewhere where I never thought I would ever go. So yeah, this is crazy how far I've gone with this. And the scary part is I've only tipped the iceberg. So little teaser for my OBS tutorials, but there are free apps like this guy right here, or this app I mean, called Atom, that have changed my streaming life almost, or about to change my streaming life. You wait till you hear more about that. So anyway, the streaming tricks are coming full speed ahead as I get to know these different tech bits more. So yes, I spent a week on custom alerts from my R process into OBS. And the scary part is I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it. Oh gosh, this is good. This could only happen during my vacation break. There's no way I could justify the hours on this during my actual work week. Oh, I don't know what I'm catching up here. Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever do OBS consulting, but congratulations, Platinum, on going on Linux. So yeah, what? Oh, Pop! OS. That's the same as me, Platinum. That's what this is used right now. Pop! OS 2004. Yep. Oh yeah, you've been around this game longer than me, Daniel. You were before Justin TV. Wow. Yeah. That's amazing. Yeah, Justin.tv was where we saw some streaming content. Now, I don't know if you're talking about me, Unicorn Coder, but usually my audio stuff is kind of like my version of vlogs. Although I did have a cool little endeavor. I don't think it's working anymore, but I'll give it a shot. I don't think this still works. Oh. I did have a little thing where I was able to record a short little voice thing on my phone, routing a bunch of AWS pipelines to a podcast feed. I called it R snippets or something. I may resurrect that because that's a cool way for me to just, when I don't need to be all in this fancy setup here. You know, when I say fancy setup, let me show some of you that haven't seen this before. I promise I'm ending soon. I'm just chilling right now. I'm gonna get this back going here. Okay. Okay. No audio. Okay, what do I mean by my fancy setup? Well, uh-oh. There we go. Little audio issue there. Where's my button? Where's my button? I changed my buttons. Okay. I mean, all of what you see here. Wow, that is super laggy. What is going on there? Holy moly. Okay, I gotta troubleshoot that. There's all this stuff. Wow, that is super laggy. Okay, go back. Yeesh. That messed up big time. Okay, I have to reboot the phone. But anyway, what I did with that little phone thing was that I could just record on my phone, not think about all the hardware tech that I was showing up here, and then it just automatically routes to OBS. I mean, not OBS, AWS, and then to an RSS feed. And it was even on iTunes for a time too. So maybe I'll do that again. That's kind of like my audio version of a blog. So just random thoughts. Anyway, I've blabbed enough. Don't know if I'll be doing it tonight because I got other things to take care of. But if I do, I'll pop on and do some more hacking stuff. But the plan is that on the 26th, I will have at least 1 or 2 hours where I go in depth into all the OBS stuff I've been doing lately. Try to make it so that it doesn't seem so crazy. But my plan of attack for that is, in fact, we're gonna show a little preview of this as well. I'm actually gonna be dangerous here. I'm gonna run another instance of, hold on a second. Another instance of OBS during my main OBS. And let me fix one thing before I go further. Actually, no, I better not fix it. But the idea is that I'm going to use kind of like what I started doing over here. Oh yeah, this is all just crazy stuff right now. I haven't revisited this in a while, where I was setting up like backgrounds and camera shots and scenes and things. But I'm gonna revisit this for the thing I do on, is it gonna be Sunday? I forgot the day of it. And add more stuff that is kind of newer techniques that I've learned recently that I think can help people out getting started with it, especially for those that are moving from Streamlabs to say OBS and Stream Elements. I want to have at least something on record to help with, okay, here's how you set things up in OBS and the little nooks and tricks I've learned along the way. So yes, there's Inception Abound coming on in a few days with that. So okay, well, let's wrap up here. It's been a good stream, about 2 hours, and I did get some stuff accomplished, and at least figured out the big journey I'm about to go on with rlang. That'll be an adventure, to say the least. But if you want to know where else to go, you saw the little footer thing that's also automated. ShinyDoseries.com for all the previous recordings, and the YouTube channel. Like I said, I'm really excited for the episodes we just had, and I'm seeing a lot of great praise on social media for the recent episode with Herman and Kent. Again, a real thrill to talk with them. And yeah, join our Discord if you're not there already. Let me put that in my handy man here. We're a friendly bunch. We've gotten some new arrivals recently, and anytime anyone, if you have a question about streaming, question about even just the art stuff you're working on, we're helping each other out, learn some cool stuff. And I'm trying to keep up with all of you. I'm the slow one here. I'm the turtle with some of this, but I got ideas. I got ideas. So anyway, you all have a great night wherever you are. And if I don't talk to you before the big holidays, happy holidays, everybody. Stay safe, especially in these current times. Stay healthy. And hopefully we'll see a bunch of you on the all-day streaming event on Sunday. So take care. And that's end of line for me. Bye-bye.